Hi guys, my dear souls, at the level of breath, heartbeat and consciousness we are all one. Today I'm going to speak to you of my personal practice of the Ashtanga Yoga, the Raj Yoga, and how its techniques help to refine and to develop and to focus one's mind. So of course in the Raj Yoga system, we have Yam, which is Yam, which is restraint. Then we have Niyam, which is do's, don'ts and do's. After that we have Yam, Niyam, asanas, bodily postures to make the body strong and flexible, to facilitate the growth of the electromagnetic energy called Kundalini. Then we have Pranayama, the life force energy control, which further enhances the rising of the electromagnetic power called the Kundalini. After Pranayama, we have the technique of Raj Yoga called pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses and the electricity in the senses from the contact of their external objects. That is the five senses of sight, taste, touch, smell and sound. When they are introverted by a magnetic process of pranayama, then the mind can be totally focused. After this process we have dharana, which is concentration, binding the mind to a single object. Then we have dhyana, where the mind flows effortlessly focused on the object of its attention. And then we have samadhi, the ecstasy of expanded awareness. So the do's and don'ts everybody must have to discipline themselves at a certain level. Getting up at the same time, sitting for meditation at the same time. So you get up at 6 in the morning, you sit at 6, or you sit at 6 in the evening, whatever chosen time. So that is the do's, the niyams. Don'ts are not to indulge in too much heavy eating, not to have too much of rajasic food or tamasic stale food, not to have fresh fruit. So do's and don'ts, these are called yam and niyam. Then after that you get to the bodily postures, which are not yoga in itself, but all these techniques of yam, niyam, asana, pranayama are assisting in the process of yoga. So after your body is made fit and you feel in a good and healthy condition, your spine feels flexible, then you sit down, and the ultimate asana is the steady posture, the siddha asana or the lotus posture, padmasana. Then you start with a process of pranayama. You see, why I'm telling you this? Because it's all like a complete wheel. If you break any portion of the wheel, the cycle will not run. So the cycle of your evolution will not happen if any one of these wheels have a disturbance or are broken. It will run, but haphazardly, less efficiently. So I'm starting with pranayama now. I'll tell you, when you breathe the life force energy steadily, it creates an electromagnetic flow in your spinal cord. A concentrated system of breathing, a concentrated system of pranayama, which is life force energy control, leads to magnetization of the spine. So a concentrated pranayama creates and leads to a good pratyahara, that is withdrawal of the electromagnetic energy in the senses. The withdrawal of the senses from their object is best achieved by a smooth and regular pranayama. You can't have a haphazard pranayama and expect to have a good pratyahara. Or if you don't master your withdrawal of senses from the objects, the senses will obviously be distracting and you will not be able to do concentration. So with a smooth, perfect, concentrated pranayama, life force energy control, results in a good pratyahara, results in the good introversion of your five senses. Now, if your five sense telephones of sight, taste, smell, and sound, etc., are outward going, extroverted, your mind will get distracted and not able to concentrate. Therefore, in order to concentrate your mind to get to the next level, first is pranayama, which you've done with concentration, leads to a good pratyahara. A good pratyahara is introversion of the senses, makes you free from the distraction of outer objects of sight, taste, smell, touch and sound. Now, once these sense telephones are cut by introverting the sense telephones, there is nothing external to distract your mind. And when there's nothing external to distract your mind becomes totally automatically focused. So from pranayama, you smoothly flow into pratyahara, introversion and withdrawal of the senses from the objects. And with that repetitive practice of the withdrawal of the senses of pratyahara, you lead to dharana, which is concentration, because the mind is free from external distraction of the senses and can rest in a focused awareness. It can rest steady on an object. But in spite of that, the mind has deeper layers which are called subliminal expressions, impressions or sanskars, which tend to waver the mind. Now, in order to do that, you have to repeatedly bring your mind to the focus of your attention. Suppose you're focusing on a candle flame and your mind goes running errands. Oh, I have to make my bed. Oh, my son's coming at day after tomorrow. I have to see that his room is cleaned. All these thoughts will come. No, you have to repeatedly pull your thoughts back to the focus of your attention, that is the flame. Say, me and the flame are one. I'm concentrating on the flame. So that is dharana or concentration. When you perfect this and there are no distractions in your focused mind, when you are able to bind your mind to a single object, that is known, the repeated bringing back to binding your mind, the repeated practice of bringing back the wayward mind to the flame is called the practice of concentration. When concentration is achieved, the faculty of exclusive attention, it automatically flows into dhyana, which is meditation. So, the practice of bringing the erring mind back to the flame is called concentration, the practice. When you are perfectly concentrated, without any distraction, and the mind is steadily gazing on the flame, it is called meditation or dhyana. But then the last stage comes when you are so focused and steady on the flame that you and the flame, the identity is not separate. You and the flame become one. By that, I don't mean that you get burnt by the flame or something. I mean that you and the flame become one focus, one flow of concentration. Effortless concentration is meditation. And when the meditation is further, goes so deep into a deeper layer of subatomic particles, from the atomic meditation, it goes to the attributes that you and the flame feel as one. There is no separation, there is no partition. That is known as Samadhi. But that is still objectified Samadhi, which is known as savikalpa Samadhi. Where the subject and the object become one, it is called samyam Samadhi, savikalpa Samadhi, where dharana, dhyana and samadhi are in one flow. Where concentration, meditation and ecstasy become one, then you and the flame become one. By this technique of focused awareness, you get into a state of Samadhi, which is savikalpa Samadhi. So these techniques refine your mind further and further and further. And within the deepest layer of your mind is the atma, the conscious seer. And as your mind becomes more and more refined and focused, the effulgence of the conscious seer, the effulgence of the atma shines forth. And you know, people tell you often, oh, look at you, how you're glowing, look at your aura around you. People themselves are meditating. They themselves, by vegetarian diet and sattvic diet, are becoming more sensitive. So they can see the yogi advancing and developing and transforming matter, his body matter, into energy matter into light stuff. And light, you and the flame become one, is a state of, the first state of Samadhi, but it is still through the divine mind. The mind is there. The ultimate state of Samadhi is to rip off the veil of the mind, to take away the veil of the mind, and you stand in naked truth. That is your transition from divine mind to divine consciousness, where there is no mind. It's just isolated awareness. That is nirvikalpa or seedless samadhi, which we say asampradnyat samadhi or nirbij samadhi. So these are the techniques of dharana, dhyana and samadhi, which make you more and more refined, and the more refined your mind gets, the closer you get to self-realization that I am not the corruptible body, I am the divine soul. And with this, dear souls, my blessings to you. I end this satsang. May you prosper on the spiritual path. May you find peace. I pray for your peace. I pray for your prosperity. And I pray that in this life you make the endeavor to seek the truth within. The answer lies within. The answer lies within. Om Namah Shivaya.